We heard from some immigrants in Natalie's story. Northern Nevadans who used to live in Russia and Ukraine are also watching this conflict very closely.
As you can imagine, now the two countries have a lot in common, including families on both sides of the border. Paul Nelson spoke to a local Russian immigrant today. Paul, how is she reacting to this invasion?
Well, she says she was in shock that the invasion actually happened, Ari. Vera Samburova grew up in Russia and has family in Ukraine, so she's worried about people on both sides of the border. That includes civilians and young men in the military. She says the citizens don't want this war. Speaking in Russian, Vera Samburova is giving a message to her family and friends in Russia and Ukraine.
It means that, dear Ukrainians and Russians, I hope that this conflict will be over soon. I hope that our governments will find time, will meet and will make a peace. Better to have poor peace than a good war.
The Reno resident has lived in Nevada for 14 years. She grew up southwest of Moscow and spent a lot of time in Ukraine.
We spent our childhood there. We were going to Ukraine 4 times per year to visit our grandparents and our relatives there, and it was absolutely fantastic.
That's why the Russian invasion is so hard to comprehend. She didn't think it would actually happen because the countries are so close.
We speak the same language. We understand each other. We are pretty much brother countries, and for me, first it was a shock.
Samburova blames the Russian government for the invasion and says the Russian people don't want the war.
We don't want our brothers, pretty much, our families suffer there. At the same time, we also have Russian young boys sent to this war.
She's concerned about civilian casualties in Ukraine, including some that could be her family and friends.
Some normal, ordinary people will suffer, so that somebody can be killed there.
She still has hope that the conflict can be resolved quickly and that the countries can restore peace.
I want to travel there. I want to visit my grandma grave there and my uncle grave there. I want to have nice time there. I don't want war.
I asked Samburova if it's hard to be in America while all this is going on and so much of her family is still over there. She says she's glad she's here. She says her husband is still young enough that he could get drafted into the Russian army. Covering the story live in the newsroom, Paul Nelson, 2 News.